Now I'm your favorite rock boy, black boy, school of hard knock boy, 360-degree, man I'm such a hot boy, D-boy, B-boy, you're 313 boy, no decoy, soldier of fortune, I seek and destroy, deploy, street noise that move your feet boy, nobody iller than boy, from Hanoi to Illinois, endless noise, power to pump up through your bins boys, the envoy, I keep this moving like this a convoy.
See I'm the truth, it's apparent and I flare. I dare you to stare because I'm set my truck there again.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Nacho Avg podcast, episode 8. Yep, that's it. All right, good. Guys, talk to you later. Thanks. Bye. Now, we are here. We're back, and I am greatly appreciative of every single one of you guys being here. Cannot thank you enough. Hey, you know what? I wasn't in a panic until you arrived. So now I have to worry. But I appreciate that you're here, Pipes. Thanks for hanging out. What's up, Maddie Blackstock? How you been, bud? Thanks for coming through. Hey, Christina. Hope you are well. Hope school's going well. Oh, wait, aren't you done now? Well, whatever you're up to, I hope it's going well, and I hope you're staying out of trouble. I have a fantastic, wonderful, handsome, small dick guest that I have on the show tonight. The Red Rich, the one, the only, the original social butterfly himself. You know what? I admit it. I mean, you are scary. You're a little more scary once you get the stepladder. But I just want to let you know, if you want an economical stepladder, you can get one at Harbor Freight for about $7.93. You can actually get the 20% off if you use their coupon. So there she is. There she is. Hi, Mom. Hi. What's up, dude? How you been, Nick? Hope you were well. So we got a lot in store tonight. It's going to be kind of a little bit more raw and uncut than per usual because we have Rich here. The man, the myth, the legend. So I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but within the last week, a cinematic adventure had dropped. It was on HBO Max as well as being premiered in theaters. And I'm not talking about the sequel to Boss Baby. You know what? Forget this. I'm not going to do this on my own because I know he's got thoughts. I know he's got opinions, and they need to be heard. So without further ado, I'm not going to hold the beast in the cage. I'm going to unleash him, the one, the only, the social butterfly, Red Rich.
What's up, fucker?
What's up, guy?
Hi.
What you
Hi,
up to,
everybody.
man?
How you doing? You know, you got one of those things correct when you were talking about me, and I'm not going to tell you which one, but we'll let everybody guess.
Well, I mean, it's obvious. It's the handsome.
You don't need to lie on your show. That's just rule number one, Pally. Rule number one. What's up, buddy? Thanks for having me on. I'm somebody that you guys used to know, you know.
Who sings that song?
Uh,
Is it Kelly Clarkson?
no. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Coyote or something? Wasn't it like, no, that's, I don't know. Guy, it was weird. It was a weird name.
Is it peyote? Oh, no, that's what I was smoking before the show.
Peyote is what you do in the desert.
So anyways, if anybody's unsure, I know I said it's not Boss Baby because that is on Peacock. And no, I'm not talking about the wonderful, beautiful bird. It is owned by that company. But I'm talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy, starring the apparent GOAT, what some may claim is the GOAT.
No.
LeBron James. And here's the deal. I'm a big LeBron James fan.
I'm not.
And you're entitled to that. That's one of the things, you know, I'm going to go ahead and, but we're going to get off task already because this is going to, what the show is going to be, is we're going to start focusing. We're going to get off task, but it is what it is. But that's one of the things I think that makes our friendship so more real is that we both have likes and dislikes, and there's a lot of things that we both like that the other one doesn't like, and vice versa.
But we both love food, and that
right.
That is where you can come together. So that's what I think like I'm not. We don't ever get political, but I think whoever runs for president next just should run in a campaign that we can't agree on anything, but we can agree that we all love food. That'll bring the country together again. Little Debbie cakes, zebra cakes, bring the whole country back together with one snack.
But at the same time, why not free wings on Wednesdays?
I think we were going to run on that. Actually, are we still running for office in 2020?
I believe so. If you guys are unsure of what's going to be going on in 2024, please remember Red Nacho 2024 when you cast your vote. I know it's about 3 years away, but it still would be greatly appreciated if you guys will focus on that. We will be offering a stance against fuckboys and free wings on Wednesdays.
Yes. And before we get into anything, by the way, since I'm not really a social media person anymore, anything because the only social media that I currently have is work related, so anything that I might say here does not reflect the values, opinions, or thoughts of the company that I work for. Now that I've said that, I don't think I could be fired, but we'll find out.
No, not at all. Yeah, can you pass the fired my ass for negligence?
Right?
Exactly. But again, people, if remember Red Nacho 2024, if you guys have any questions about that, there's our logo. We'll be running hard and strong, opposite of our ways in bed, but it is what it is. So so we're ready, we're willing, and what's up, Pops? How you been, man?
Wow, Dad. Just remember, you made me, so you're not saying much about yourself there.
Hey, you know what? The banter, all it reminds me of is that movie with Zac Efron and Robert De Niro. I think it's is it Dirty Grandpa?
Bad Grandpa? No, Dirty Grandpa?
I think it's Dirty Grandpa. Bad Grandpa was like the spinoff of Jackass.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, that's a good dick. That's a good dick right there. That ain't your dad's dick, but you got your grandfather's dick there.
Oh, shit. Thanks, Pops. Love you.
But yes, I agree with you. And my guest last week, I think, made a very good point about, it's something in regards to, the next person that runs for office, and I don't want to stick to the political shit. It needs somebody that can speak to both sides. Yeah. And I think that's again, everybody communicates through food. I mean, and let's be honest, when I just made my trip to see you, and who doesn't love zebra cakes? But what was your mom? What did your mom give us? Devil dogs. Oh my God, that's the first time I ever had a devil dog.
You've never had a devil dog?
Your mother popped my cherry.
Okay. Time out. Rewind. Let's go back. Let's go the other way there. Wordage works, but devil dogs are the shit. They're dry as hell, though.
I just want to let you know, you don't have to call me Dad, even if there's a fire.
I'm not calling you Dad, no matter what. Devil dogs are the shit. Ringdings were a favorite. I'm a firm believer that those Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes, those things need to be year round. Round. A devil, I know, Mom. A devil dog is the most delicious thing. So it's basically like a chocolate cake. It's in that shape, and it's got a cream filling. And that's kind of it. It's dry, but if you have it with a yoo-hoo or a glass of milk,
it almost, I think if you want to describe it, it could pass for a stunt cock on Oz.
I still can't look at Christopher Maloney the same way after that show.
Oh God, I completely forgot that he was in an episode of The Office until last night.
I've seen. Wait, when was he in The Office? Because I think I've seen the series like 50 times. Am I forgetting when he was in there?
He was Dwight Sensei at the Karate Studio.
Oh shit! I forgot all about that. I'm actually rewatching it.
Oh, me too. I just finished it. I'm just starting it over again. It's on repeat constantly.
It's like the 10th
between that
time.
But
I think I threw you off with the Devil Dogs. We're talking about LeBron, then Devil Dogs, and Jesus Christmas. This is why I don't do social media anymore because I'm all over the place.
Anyways, yeah. So, okay, initial thoughts of the movie. So, what do you, if you had to watch one or the other, the original with Michael Jordan or LeBron or this new one, A New Legacy, which one would you pick and why?
So, I mean, for me, the original, but I think as in our age range, like we are doing what our parents did back in the day. Would be like, oh, music isn't the same, movies aren't the same, actors aren't the same. We think everything from our generation was better, but in my opinion, I think that one was better because I wasn't the biggest basketball fan, but I loved Michael Jordan, and Looney Tunes was a popular thing when we were kids. Like Looney Tunes isn't even around anymore. These kids don't know what my kids do because I watched Looney Tunes on Saturday mornings and we watch old school cartoons. But I would bet that there's a ton of kids out there who really don't know what Looney Tunes is anymore.
Oh, I guarantee they don't. I mean, I was lucky enough that my son said he wanted to watch it the other day, and I made it a point that I watched it without him so I could kind of focus on it. And I hate to say that I wanted to focus on the movie itself. Yeah, they would project it on some slate stone. And they would have Dino run on almost like a hamster wheel to project the film.
I'm so glad that you have a Flintstones reference there. Very well done. Very well done.
Both Fred and I have the same build and feet. So we're going to talk about the Flintstones. Here's a question for you. Imagine the Flintstones car.
Okay.
Right? One question. What kept the back wheel on?
What kept the back wheel what?
What kept the back wheel on? Because remember, it had like two giant pieces of wood that split, right?
Okay.
And the wheel sat inside the split. The split was open to the back. What kept the fucking wheel on?
All right, listen. That is some deep shit because I've never thought of it that way.
Hey, remember when I told you Old McDonald is in past tense?
Yeah, see that, and that was just dark. Like that was. I mean, I know nursery rhymes are dark, but a bone. Wasn't there a bone there?
Look it up, man. You gotta look up a photo of it.
The tail of the
dinosaur. No, that's Jurassic Park.
But the LeBron thing, like, here's the thing. Like, I felt, and I got to go rewatch one because I haven't seen it in a long time, and I probably should have watched it with the kids before taking them to go see. By the way, awesome to be back in the movie theaters. Missed that.
Isn't it like it's very refreshing, isn't it?
Oh, it just felt normal again. And the movie theater was oddly packed. It was a Saturday afternoon, but it was like 120 degrees here, so nobody could do anything outside. So everybody went to the movies.
Gotcha.
But I felt like there was like 10 seconds of basketball in this movie.
Actually, somebody broke it down. There was literally, I think, only like 30, like collaboratively, just over like 30 seconds of the game itself. That was
there was really no basketball. I did appreciate the references. I thought the references were more driven towards like the audience of us going to see it with our kids because you had the Bill Belichick reference. You had you said there was a Training Day one, right? You said
yep.
And Bob Knight. So that was cool.
Bob Knight. There was, and to me, the only legitimate person who did a very legitimate job of acting was Don Cheadle.
Oh, Don Cheadle was awesome as Algae Rhythm.
God, he did a great job. I think he's what sold the movie. Don't get me wrong. LeBron played his part to a point. He's a terrible actor, and don't get me wrong. Jordan was a terrible actor in the original. But one of the things that drove me super nuts about this movie, and it was all throughout the original, was the amount of product placement throughout this, and the product placement of just LeBron. And again, I'm a huge LeBron fan, but like even at the end of the movie when him and I don't care, spoilers, it's on HBO Max. You can stream it. I don't care. At the end of the movie, his son is carrying a basketball, right? And conveniently, it's a LeBron basketball, and the logo is just right in the camera. This, that, and the other.
Perfect.
Like, and then LeBron's jersey His was the only one. They all had Nike logos on it, which I get. They all should have had Nike logos on them, right? Because Nike's the biggest sponsor, and they were LeBron's sponsor. But his is the only one that had the LeBron logo on it. Why didn't the rest of them have the LeBron logo on it? Like, I get they were cartoons. It is what it is. But, like, I'm sorry, you were sucking your own dick.
You know what I don't get to, and I swear, because I think at this point, like, we all know, like, LeBron has his book club, and every picture in it, he's at the table of contents. Like, he's never actually read more than that in any of his books that he does. I don't think he read the script because they made him out to be a dick. They made him out to be the villain, in my opinion. Like, he should have been on the Goon Squad because he played a dick.
Oh, he did. And the funny part is I actually just seen a video today that he said day one he walked in, he was given the script like that very, very first day. Because Landon is conceded AF. Okay.
LeBron?
Yeah, I think she means LeBron.
I know my phone won't type LeBron because of my hatred towards him. So I'm going to go with that.
I mean, Landon sounds like a dick too. So
I think anybody named Landon is probably a dick.
Unless your first name is Christopher.
Christopher Landon in America. Christopher Columbus Landon in America.
No, Christopher. I might be wrong, but Christopher Landon, the one who I'm thinking of was the guy who played in Highlander. Not Highlander. Yeah, Highlander.
I've never seen it.
I don't know.
But LeBron, yes, LeBron.
Anyway, yes,
I thought he played a dick in the movie.
LeBron, it's French.
LeBron James.
Yeah, Pipes. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm not gonna promote that Landon is a hot name. Anyway, it sounds like he's wearing a pair of Hey Dudes because he can't afford a pair of real boat shoes. I can't say shit. I walked into fucking Journeys yesterday and almost tried a pair on because I hear they're comfortable as hell.
I want to get a pair, but oh yeah, Landon was in a Walk to Remember. That's a good movie. I can't lie. I wanted to get a pair of Hey Dudes, but I can pretty much they're a little out of my price range. So maybe the Howdy motherfuckers I can afford, but not the Hey Dudes.
Well, I hear Walmart's got them, so they're called What You Doings. But anyways, yes, LeBron. So yeah, I can agree. They definitely portrayed him to be an extreme villain at first, like because when he came on the screen, and his two kids, and that was one of the things I guess really drove me nuts was the legitimacy of, again, you didn't have. I get you would have players playing your children, but you didn't even use your real kids' names. And I guess to me, with their kids' names being so out already in the media world, why would it matter if changing them?
Were those his real kids?
No,
or those
they
actors?
Were not.
Okay, I know his kid is like a stud future NBA player.
Bronny is good. Bryce is his second one, who is portrayed as Dom.
Okay,
or Dominic. He does have a daughter. And then his wife was played by the chick who played Pussy in Orange is the New Black.
That was her?
Yep, that was her.
She looked good in this one. I never knew that.
Yeah, it took me a minute. I'm one of those assholes who sit and look, that's where that person is. Or like if I can't fucking figure it out, I'll bet on fucking IMDb as it's going on just to figure it out like where the fuck that they're from. So.
Oh, see, I'm the king of like we'll be watching something at home and I'll be like, oh my God, that's so and so from this movie. And then my wife will look over at me and she'll be like, that's not even close. Like that guy, the guy you're talking about is Spanish. That guy is Irish. Where the fuck you? And that's why I wear glasses finally. But I am the worst. I always think somebody is somebody else consistently.
I get that a lot. People usually mistake me for Ben Affleck, but I mean, I take compliment, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he has been balls deep in Vella's fucking favorite female. So,
God, Ben Affleck was the worst Batman ever.
He was, but when you come to Detroit, I'm going to show you the house that he stayed in, which is fucking immaculate, and it's literally in the middle of a random ass subdivision.
That's I want to see it, and we talk about random. So I live in a small little town. It's basic small houses. They all used to be summer bungalows that got converted into 2-bedroom, maybe some with 3 bedrooms. But if you go like 4 blocks west, there are these huge houses that I really never knew existed there because I don't ever travel that road. I went down to the other day and I see this massive house, huge gate everywhere. I'm like, what is this thing? It's got terracotta roofing, which is not a thing on Long Island.
Right.
So I'm talking about it at work today, and my buddy goes, yeah, it's 50 Cent's house. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, 50 Cent lives in Rocky Point. Oh, now everybody knows where I live. I don't give a shit. So I go, yeah, 50 Cent lives in Rocky Point. He's like, that's 50 Cent's house. So we looked it up. Sure as shit, it's 50 Cent's house. And again, this is how much I know about rap music. There's some rapper named Tony Yayo that lives in it full time. So apparently I live next to some celebrities.
It's not bad.
I am not 5'8". We proved this.
He was shot, 9 times. So just, watch out for stray bullets, but that's about it.
I don't need that shit in Rocky Point.
No. But to me, I guess if you look at it for the movie itself, if you look at it from a standpoint of it being a children's movie, I'm sure your kids enjoyed it. My son definitely enjoyed it. It's very flashy. It's definitely technology based. I did enjoy the nostalgia of some of the references that it made to the original. One of the big things that to me, being as a Warner Brothers item, that basically they tooted their own horn with, Harry Potter and The Matrix, Game of Thrones, everything like that. The original Batmans, because Michael Keaton is the best Batman, hands down. There's no argument about it.
100%. Keaton was the best Batman.
Hands down. Followed by Christian Bale. He wasn't as good. Though, hands down. To me, I'll just tell you.
I'll agree.
I'll even say Affleck was better than one of the other Batmans.
Clooney.
No. He's better than Kilmer. I hated Kilmer.
Are you shitting me?
I swear to God, I hated Kilmer.
First off, listen, after Val Kilmer portrayed Jim Morrison in The Doors, he could do no wrong in my book ever. But I think, actually, I'll take it back. I think Clooney might have been worse than Affleck was. And Clooney will tell you straight up, like, he doesn't even want to talk about ever being Batman. That was
I agree with it. After Keaton left, and to me, like, the premise of Batman Forever, which was, the Riddler and Two-Face and the Kilmer piece. Kilmer, to me, is what killed it. I think Jim Carrey did a wonderful job as a Riddler.
He was awesome.
I think Tommy Lee Jones did a great job as a Two-Face. But again, that after Batman Returns, you also lost the director piece on that too. Because it was no longer Tim Burton. Tim Burton is what made those first 2 original movies.
Absolutely. And I think one of the most underrated people out of all of them was Danny DeVito as Penguin.
Danny DeVito was an excellent Penguin.
So I remember being a kid and just so creeped out by him. Like it was eating the raw fish. He was one of the most underrated characters, I think, in all of the Batman franchises. And I'll be 100% honest. I really don't watch, like, I haven't seen like The Dark Knight, and I kind of just lost my liking of the movie. Even when with what's his name as Joker, who passed away. Heath Ledger. I've never seen that one. I didn't see the Jared Leto as Joker. I don't know what had happened. I just kind of lost interest in it.
Well, that's a shame on your part. And
Schwarzenegger's as Freeze, but
it's getting cold. It's getting cold outside.
And Clooney was absolutely the worst. Hands down.
But so Space Jam 2. Check it out. It's on HBO Max if you have an HBO subscription or Cinemax.
Go to the movies. Go to the movies and see it.
Yeah,
Get out of the house.
Get out of the house. get the popcorn with a date. Make sure you cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn. Like for myself, I wouldn't
It's a
need.
fucking kids movie, Jeffrey Epstein. Who are you taking?
hey. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But all I was saying is I don't need a large popcorn, you dick. I don't know if have you seen that TikTok that's going on where the guy makes the joke where he cuts the hole in the bottom of the Pringles can, and the guy's like, "Oh, this one's mine," and he grabs the fucking snack size one.
Yes, I have seen that TikTok. I do have a TikTok. I don't make any content obviously anymore, but I do have an account that I watch videos and enjoy the tiki-talkies.
Yeah, Takis will burn your asshole though. So yes, get out of the house, go to the theater. You have to buy the popcorn. It is what it is. You'll enjoy it either way. If you go into it expecting a sequel, it's not a sequel. To me, in my eyes, it's supposed to be a standalone movie. Because if you go into it expecting a sequel to the original, you're going to be thoroughly disappointed. But again, Jordan is the GOAT, even though LeBron was chosen. But there was a big thing going around about this as well. Hey, how are you doing, stranger?
What's up, Melissa?
That there was actually supposed to be multiple sequels to the original Space Jam.
Before this one?
Before this one. There was supposed to be sequels. They wanted to do one with Jordan. They wanted to do an actual sequel to it. Jordan wanted nothing to do with it. I think because he gave up so much time in order to make the original. Because at the same time, he was in basketball, but he wasn't, because that was right when he was transitioning back into basketball from baseball. But also, so he didn't want nothing to do with it. So they're going to try and do like Air Bud spinoffs. We all remember Air Bud. And they did all those damn spinoffs of that. So
do you think Jordan saw this one? Do you think Jordan watched it?
As far as I know, there's been no news coverage of whether he's had an opinion on what LeBron did with the film, but I can't really.
Yeah.
If he did, I'm sure he probably doesn't give two fucks because he's making money off the original.
Yeah, I don't think Jordan's watching it. I don't think Jordan cares for LeBron very much either. So
no, right now he's going to be focused on LeVar Ball's son and making him the face of his franchise. So
there we go.
Fuck, where was I going with that? I don't remember. Dick.
That's what I do.
You fucked me up. Fuck me over.
My bad.
No, that's cool. Whatever. We'll figure it out. I'll probably come back with 20 minutes later and be like, this is what I wanted to fucking talk about. So let's get on to something else and what's going on in the world. So we all know we're talking about professional athletes, right? And why are they professionals? Because they get paid for what they fucking do, right? They are the best of the best. They are the creme de la creme, the top of the top. They are the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae, or the whipped cream bikini and fucking Varsity Blues, but that's neither here nor there. So there's a big thing going on there was a NIL program that was recently just passed in college football. And for those who don't know what NIL stands for, it is name, image, and likeness. Name, image, and likeness. Basically, this states that nobody else besides the person whose name, image, and likeness that is being used can make money off of their name, image, and likeness. So for years and years and years, there was a video game called NCAA football, which
Best
used
game
to
ever.
make hand over fist using the image and likeness of these student athletes. Now with this name, image, and likeness being passed, athletes themselves can make money off of their own name. So prime example, many, many years ago, if those who do remember, I know some probably don't, there was the Fat Five that came out of the University of Michigan. They were the, first all freshmen starting class in NCAA NCAA basketball, and they whipped some ass. They kicked ass. They took names. It is what it. But and at one point there was a situation where they were walking into the bookstore or the M Den, which is what the spirit shop is called for the University of Michigan, and they were selling jerseys with their numbers and their name on them, but they weren't making any money. So this right here is one of the big things that started the trend and caught a lot of other athletes in trouble, where such as Reggie Bush, who had his Heisman taken away because of receiving money. There were situations where you had other student athletes. Yes, we've been fighting for this for years, and now it just got passed. And which is one of the things we're gonna touch on, especially with Reggie Bush, because he's reached out to the NCAA trying to get his stuff put back, but they're like, "There's nothing we can do for you." And it's basically the idea of you did wrong when it was wrong, so we're not going to reward you, even though this is okay now. But it's also the idea of, let's be honest, you've got people here in Michigan who are locked up for marijuana charges, and marijuana is legal. So it's almost the same aspect. But the one thing we want to touch on is right now there is yes, you get ripped for it, you lose scholarships, and I'm going to talk about my experience when I had to sign my NCAA paperwork right before I was going to play college football. But there is a kid, and of course he's out of Alabama, who is a powerhouse in college football, for those who may not know, who has not even played a down of college football yet. And he has already signed enough endorsements to tally up 7 figures.
Damn.
He hasn't even played a down yet. And I'm sitting here debating whether I'm going to spread my ass cheeks on the fucking internet for money. And this kid hasn't even played fucking football yet. And he's got $1 million worth of endorsements. Like, what the fuck? Where did I go wrong in my life? Like, I'm not saying that I have a terrible life, but like, what the fuck? Like, and I agree with what Piper's saying. Like, we were fighting for this shit for years, and then all of a sudden, now it's okay. And like, you got people like Reggie Bush who's had shit taken away from him. They're trying to get that shit back. There was somebody else, I can't remember. I just read another article that was trying to contact to get things put back in place because of the sanctions that were, put in place because of the NCAA. I remember, so I went to a Division III school in Olivet College. It's a small school here in Michigan, just south of, I did it wrong. I was like, which hand is it? I can't remember because of the fucking camera. So like, if Lansing is like right here, 30 minutes south of that is Olivet College. Small ass town. So Rivers could not swim her senior year because of it. Did not know that. Fun fact. Well, not fun. That's a shitty fact, to be honest.
I don't know if anybody knows this. I actually, I was originally supposed to be the starting quarterback at Ole Miss over Eli Manning, and I took $25 for some sandwiches because I was broke, and got kicked out. And that's just all a bullshit story. But it sounded good for 2 seconds. But I just wanted to feel like I went to college because I didn't. So continue.
Well. One of the things is, long story short, like for me, I was a freshman at a Division III school. So we're not even on scholarships there, right? Most of the players there, if there are scholarships, they're rerouted into educational scholarships because Division III schools do not get any sort of sports scholarships. So they sit us in this giant auditorium, sit down, all the freshmen are basically sitting together, and they just hand you this fucking pile of paperwork that's got the NCAA logo insignia on it. And basically you start reading through it, and yes, it's got a ton of legal jargon. And again, I'm fresh out of fucking high school. I don't know anything about fucking law. I'm sitting here reading this shit. I don't understand it. And basically they're giving us quick layman's terms of what we're reading and what basically you can't accept money. You can't do this, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And I'm just like, I just want to play fucking football.
Yeah.
Like, and at the same time, most Division III players don't make it into the league at any level. I mean, you had Pierre Garçon, who played for the fucking
Did he play for the Colts?
He started with the Colts, then he ended up with Washington, and so on and so forth. Oh yes, we totally got the fucking scraps.
Could they take? They couldn't take goods either, right? Like you couldn't. They couldn't even take like suits or.
Terrell Pryor. That's who it was. You just reminded me. Thank you, because of the whole tattoo thing.
Yes.
So when Ohio State, fuck that school, plays the University of Michigan, if they beat Michigan, they get a gold necklace with a pair of gold pants as a charm, because Michigan is infamous for wearing their gold pants.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So apparently him and other players traded these items for tattoos.
All right, so it's a barter system. They're not being gifted anything.
It's still against, because it's something that was issued by the school for specific reasons. So basically you're giving away insignia items that's portrayed to the school that you're not supposed to get anywhere else.
See, I think that's but see, that's the thing that's bullshit though, because if anything, Terrell Pryor, that's a smart move. I think he found a loophole. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see the contract. So does it state anywhere that you can't trade goods for something? Like, is that written anywhere? Because he wasn't gifted it. Nobody gave it to him to promote the shop. Nobody paid him to do it. He said, I have something. I want something. Make a switch.
Right. I mean, that's the idea between prostitution. I'll give you some money for a handy, but that's always that's frowned upon too. But I mean, so I'm sitting here and I'm signing my paperwork, and don't get me wrong. And the idea is what's scary is you can, as far as I can remember, you can receive money from family in order to live off of, but nothing can be a gift to persuade you to play or this, that, and the other, to a point. Like, my grandparents were very generous. They were giving me $100 every month to live off of. Living in the dorms, yeah, food sucked. I mean, again, my college was in such a fucking small town. You went to the gas station, which was also your Subway and your Taco Bell and your video store and your liquor store, like all rolled into one fucking building. And like, it got me to a point, like, can I even accept this from my grandparents? And like, because it's not a gift, but they're helping me at the same. It's so fucked up. But again, so now we got this player, but his last name is Young, I believe, and he hasn't even played it down, and he's already got $1 million worth of endorsements. Like, you've got all this money because apparently you're supposed to be the next big thing. But how many players, again, let's look at it this way, have gone from college to the league and been a complete bust?
Oh, I would say Ryan Leaf.
Oh my God, yeah.
But look at Manziel. Look what Manziel says now that he's out of the NFL. He's obviously doesn't care about anything. He admits, like, he used to get paid. What was he saying? Like $3,000 to go do autograph signings when he was in college under the table. I mean, it's not that it's not happening. Like, nobody. I'm sure there was a bunch of players that followed the rules and said, no, I don't want to risk my anything, and they followed it. But I would almost guarantee you that 90% of the NCAA, before this rule was passed, were getting paid to do stuff under the table, and it's just now it's okay because they knew it was a bullshit rule.
Well, yeah, it was a bullshit rule to a point because, again, you had all these, non-profit institutions, making hand over fist over people's likeness and shit like that, and I can understand where it's just like, and I knew I think it was Northwestern was the one who was like this in the front of this battle, trying to make this shit right by getting these people paid.
I think where the problem I think that you're going to come into now, in my opinion, is there's two problems. I think you're going to get these college players that are going to start making a ton of money for promoting this, doing whatever. I mean, you've already seen it. Barstool Sports has got people, Gatorade, there's all different ones. But where I think it's going to start affecting where kids go to school. Because look what Brian Kelly did at Notre Dame. He's already told them, your first priority is football. not making money. Make money when you get to the NFL. Work your ass off now to play in the NFL. That's where you can make your money. He's not saying that you can't go do it. And I agree with my dad. College football coaches make way too much money. But
oh my God.
But then again, they are preparing the future of the NFL, so maybe not. But
okay, Jim Harbaugh is blowing fucking donkeys for quarters right now, and he's supposed to, because he was a Michigan man, supposed to be the fucking creme de la creme.
I'm not mad at it. Go Irish. But
and that was unfortunate. I think Rich lost connection. Hopefully he can get back into
all right, I'm done. But I think
funny story. Actually, the Notre Dame fight song is like my high school fight song, so I'm actually okay with it. But
high school was geniuses. But I think it's going to start affecting where kids go to college because, certain schools aren't going to give a shit what their players are doing and how they're collecting money, and then you have other schools that Notre Dame. For one, obviously I'm an Irish fan, so that's what I know. But they have traditions, they have rules, they have standards, where they're not going to allow their players to go out and venture as much as other schools might. And then I think my other concern is, and we were talking about it before, is that was the whole idea of why college football was so amazing, because these guys weren't getting paid, they weren't making a dime that we knew of, and they were busting their ass on the field to go pro and become wealthy and take care of their families and make it. Where now I feel like that drive is going to dive down a little bit because, like you said, I'm making 7 figures without even playing football yet. I don't really care if I never make it to the NFL, because if I invest well, I may be a millionaire the rest of my life.
Why are you a Notre Dame fan? That doesn't math. Neither does you being a Cowboys fan, but we're still accepting of you.
I could answer that question very easily. One, I'm Irish and Italian, so I love the Irish. And in New York, and I think a lot of places, Notre Dame is on TV every single weekend. It's NBC. They've had the contract, so Notre Dame was always on. And that's kind of how I became a Notre Dame fan, because we have Syracuse, and I guess we could kind of root for Rutgers because Jersey and New York are so close. But Notre Dame was kind of it for me.
So, are you telling me you're a Ray Rice fan?
No, I mean, I'm not a fan of his actions. That I'm not a fan of beating women and dragging them to a parking lot of somewhere. But I liked Ray Rice as a player. He was a great fantasy stud for me. Thank you for your time. But I'm not a Ray Rice fan. I mean, I'll root for Rutgers.
So, funny story, you talk about he was a great fantasy. And if anybody's ever taken the time to watch it's an older show. It was on FX called The League. It is a hilarious show about a group of friends that play fantasy football. I don't have to disrespect your Cowboys because
they do that on their own.
Yeah, they do it on their own. And the last time that they basically won a championship was basically the same last time that the Milwaukee Bucks won a championship, like 50 years ago.
Yeah, but the Bucks are.
And I can say that shit because guess what? My team's worse than the fucking Cowboys. They're already projected to be the worst in the league this year, so I really don't give a shit. And but one of the things is they actually end up interacting with a bunch of these players in the show. And one thing, and I found this out, and I cracked a joke. So, mind you, for those who don't know, I am a middle school teacher at a school here in Metro Detroit. And long story short, we had some players come to our graduation for our 8th graders promotional ceremony. They were there virtually. They basically had them on a 2-wheel robot that's got a fucking iPad for a screen as the face, and they project the player and they basically talk in real time with them. So it's almost like a complete live stream. So as you know, we just signed Jamal Williams, the running back from the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
So he has been very outspoken about helping the kids, so on and so forth, which has been awesome. So I got to meet him, and I've got to meet a couple of players since working at the school, and I cracked the joke. I said, "Hey, I'm just going to need some help in my fantasy league this year." The look on this man's face. Oh my God. Like, I thought you would think that he was a female and I was trying to pick him up, and like I used the worst pickup line ever. And it was just like, you really thought that was going to work? And I was just like, it was a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, he was not having it.
Oh, he wasn't. Like, he gave you that laugh. Like,
oh,
like,
that's the worst. That's the fuck. That's your fuck you laugh. The most uncomfortable situation I've ever had with, it wasn't an athlete. So I'm a diehard New York Mets fan. Love my Mets more than anything. A company I used to work for.
Meat Pete. Dude,
Big Meat Pete. Meat Pete. Shout out to my buddy Greg. That's the best nickname he'd ever come up with. But so my old job, I worked out in the Hamptons. And I got to be a part of, new construction and building of some celebrities' homes. So I get this one builder, he's building a house, and he goes, oh, you're going to love this. It's Jeff Wilpon. If anybody doesn't know, Jeff Wilpon used to own the Mets, him and his father. Mm-hmm. So we sit down for a meeting to go over who's going to get the building material between the company I used to work for and another company. So we sit down, and he goes, all right, I'm going over the numbers, and we're going to go with you guys, but I have some rules. This is Jeff Wilpon to me. It's all about the price, okay? I don't want to spend or waste any money, okay? I really don't want to be let down in the value of anything that I get sent to my house. And I'm going to need you to come through big on everything that you say. And I just wanted to look at him and be like, you don't want to waste money? You're paying Bobby Bonilla every July 1st $1.7 million for the next 30 years from today's date, and he hasn't played baseball since 99. You don't want me to let you down? Guy, you've been letting me down since I was born, okay? But no, I just smiled and I said, yes, Mr. Wilpon, everything will be just fine. And I left and I got in the car and I punched the shit out of the steering wheel.
So who was the first to text you on Bobby Bonilla Day?
It's 12:01 a.m. My buddy Scott, he doesn't say anything. He just sends a frowny face, and then it would have been you after that with your "fuck you" message. Thank you very, very, very much.
Yeah, I just thought it was actually like I've known and I've always talked about Bobby Bonilla Day. Now all of a sudden I actually have somebody that I can like relate it to. It's actually like it's kind of nice. So
like two of my teams have the worst contracts ever. I mean, my Islanders had the Rick DiPietro deal, which was stupid. Got 10 years, millions of dollars, and he played 32 games. And then Bobby Bonilla, good for him, signing the greatest contract ever. Mm-hmm. Literally hasn't swung a bat since what? 2000, 2001?
I think that.
So my kid just woke up.
Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep.
Sorry.
Anyways, no, you're good. So yeah, name, image, and likeness. So it's crazy that now again, I agree with you. These kids are not going to put us forth much effort because it's already, I hate to say it, it's being handed to them. What's the point of actually putting forth any effort, time, and want if all of a sudden that you're going to just have the shit handed to you? And again, to me, it's almost the idea of a fucking participation trophy. And this kid has already got a fucking $1 million and you haven't even participated yet.
Oh, it's nuts. What happens to the sponsors if he goes down? What if he look what happened to Akers just the other day, ruptured Achilles or blows out his shoulder, or you just wasted. Is the risk worth the reward on a college player?
And again, like how many kids have, again, they've come to college and they couldn't fucking handle it. And then now you've got Netflix series of Last Chance U because of these kids. Oh, it was one of the greatest shows. I'm hands down season 3 and 4 were the best ones. Hands down. I haven't watched the basketball one yet. What I hear is actually really, really good. But season 2 with that's still Eastern Mississippi.
That's Eastern Miss, yeah.
That was the one that LeGarrette Blount went to.
Yep.
And Jim Kelly's nephew too, who was fucking bust. Yep, he was a bust too. But that's the thing is you get these kids that are supposed to be hot shit and they get to the next level and they can't handle themselves. They can't do what they need to do. They can't get the grades. And the problem is they go in thinking football's first, and they're not following that adage that you're a student first, athlete second. So now where is it? The funding to me with these state institutions, what's going to happen when these players are coming in, getting all of these incentives and so on and so forth? I honestly think one of the things that's going to end up happening is the idea of these full ride scholarships are going to start dwindling down, because they're going to put it to these people that, well, why am I going to give you a full ride if you're getting all these incentives and, you know, sponsorships and so on and so forth, getting all the money? You can pay for this shit.
But the thing about that is, though, these guys, if they don't get those scholarships, they probably don't get these people giving them money because they won't be there. A lot of these guys can't afford to go play at Michigan or Notre Dame is good luck getting there anyway, but or Alabama or something like that. You can't afford those schools.
Well, when you apply to Notre Dame, Jesus is the one that gives you your acceptance letter. So
I've always said that. That was one of the things that, like, for Notre Dame to ever be, and yes, I'm definitely biased because Notre Dame is my team, but to win, for Notre Dame to win takes more than any other school, and it's simple. You have to maintain a 3.5 GPA. Okay, mm-hmm. You have to be Catholic to go there. All right. And they have so many rules that they don't allow, where other schools can grab a kid that's 6'8", 380 pounds off the streets, dumb as a brick, but plays football like a stud, and pull him to win a championship at Alabama. You can't do that at Notre Dame. So I've always said that doing it at Notre Dame is a lot tougher to win anywhere else.
Oh, I agree. I mean, they can't pull a Michael Orr situation like they did at what the fuck did he play? Wasn't Ole Miss? Michael Orr played that.
Michael Orr was Michael Orr Ole Miss?
Yeah, he was Ole Miss.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, no, Pipes. Back to what your statement is. The way coaches we treat D3 players it's fucking terrible. It's ridiculous. And the thing is, we get nothing from it. We get literally nothing. Like, we're lucky to actually be considered college football players in the NCAA. Like, and most of the time when don't make it D3, you're at an NAIA school, which that was my next option if I wasn't able to continue going on at a D3 school, was to go to an NAIA school, and I almost went to Muskogee, Oklahoma. Should have
went to Blue Mountain State.
Bro, I would have loved to have gone to Blue Mountain State and hung out with Thad Castle. Appreciate you coming through, Nick, man. Take it easy, brother.
Good seeing you, buddy.
So, make Jeebus. I said what I said.
I'm glad they're getting paid. I think they deserve it, especially like the football game, if anything. If they if the only ruling was, hey, and because they recreated the game, okay, we're going to give you guys money from the game because it is bullshit to use somebody's name and take all the profits. Mm-hmm. I think that sucks. So the game was a definite, but at the end of the day, I'm glad these kids can make some money because I think it gives them some opportunities that they wouldn't have had before. I just hope it doesn't hurt college football because college football
is a great product. Well, I mean, it's a great product, and I'll admit I'm more of a pro fan than college. But I am a big college fan. But again, I think I agree with you. It's going to take away from the aspect of the game of where we looked at that, because these were kids wanting, I guess not to say become adults, because most of them they're the size of grown ass men. I mean, look at fucking Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is just a fucking monster, especially even when he was in college. But the idea of what they can get from it, you're gonna lose that will, that want, that fire, that drive that was there to keep the game going, because at the end of the day, that's what college football was about. It wasn't about seeing these guys that were already, on the field making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And basically just showing up or, being a Le'Veon Bell and being a fucking bitch and sitting out. And then now he's fucking making comments that, he didn't like playing for Andy Reid. Well, it's because you fucking sucked. Like,
Yeah.
that's why you didn't play.
What was his comment? I would rather retire than ever play for Andy Reid again. And listen, buddy, based off your stats last year, I thought you already were retired. So
they were non-existent. Non-existent.
Him sitting out, I think, because the whole talk right now is that Rodgers may sit out this year if they don't okay a trade somewhere. And I brought up a point that I think it could. I was like, well, look what happened to Le'Veon Bell, but I don't know if that would happen to because a running back and a quarterback are two very different positions. But how Le'Veon Bell sat out, didn't play in Pittsburgh, and then signed with the Jets for less money. Like that's got to be the dumbest NFL move ever.
Well, now that you bring up Aaron, so you know that he was offered an extension from the Packers.
Would have been the highest paid player in the game, I believe.
Would have made him the highest paid QB. So Aaron Rodgers turned down a 2-year extension offer from the Green Bay Packers this offseason. The deal, sources say, would have tied the reigning MVP of the Packers for 5 more seasons and made him the highest paid quarterback and player in football. So yes, the highest paid quarterback and player. So this is calling from Adam Schefter. So the sources told Adam Schefter that in April, Rodgers does not want to return to the team because of the issues that he had with management. Despite his stance, the Packers remained adamant that they will not trade the 3-time MVP. Since then, Rodgers has failed to show up to any voluntary OTAs. The first time in his career training camp is beginning July 28th. He's 37 years old. And one of his issues with the team is the general manager, Brian Gutekunst. I don't believe he sounds like a CUNT anyways. But failed to give him advance notice that the team would trade up in the quarterback to pick up Jordan Love. So that is his biggest issue. He wants to go host Jeopardy. He's actually a really good host when it comes to Jeopardy.
So why does everyone keep saying? I didn't think he was good. I think he's got no personality. I think he was boring as hell on Jeopardy. I think he was boring as hell during the match with Bryson and Phil and Brady.
Because he wouldn't talk about it. That was the thing. Is everybody was fucking asking him was about what his situation was with the Packers was, and all he kept saying was, I guess we'll see.
Can we for a quick second, can we talk about how, as much as I don't like Tom Brady, can we talk about how awesome Tampa Tom is compared to New England Tom? I like
Tampa Bay. Yes.
Tampa Bay, Champa Bay. Brady's a pistol, but I mean, if you watch that match, he was like, what did he say? He's like, yeah, I'm just trying to watch my competition. I'm sitting here with golfers and the quarterback of the Packers. Yeah. I think, I don't think Aaron Rodgers was good on Jeopardy. I think Aaron Rodgers has no personality. Even on Pat McAfee's show as a guest, he's so like, yeah, like he's so. I don't know, he's a dud. He's a great quarterback, phenomenal, probably one of the top 5.
So I fucking hate him because. So I don't know if you remember years ago, it was a Thursday night football game. No, it was actually a Monday night football game where it was the missing face mask where they claimed a face mask, then all of a sudden he Hail Married it into the end zone to win the game.
Yeah.
So I was at a bar and we're sitting there watching the game. I see the elusive face mask. I get pissed off. And all of a sudden, they run the play again. They throw the Hail Mary. They catch the ball. They touchdown. They win the game. I'm standing at a high top with my hands on a fucking chair. I literally stand up, slam the chair down. All fucking 4 legs just shoot out. I dropped it, and I just walked out of the fucking bar.
I keep forgetting, too. I mean, Green Bay, Detroit, you guys don't – you probably want him gone.
He needs to be gone. And I mean, he can come here. I would love that. I mean, he's better than Goff. I'm not excited about Goff at all.
Why should you be?
He sounds like a complete jerk off. So, but anyways, and speaking of Brady and his comments, so did you happen to check their visit to the White House? His fucking comments were hilarious.
I think he literally went there just to because it's pretty public knowledge that he's a Trump guy. I mean, he was seen with the MAGA hat in his locker when he was in New England and whatnot. SNL's done a skit about it, so I think it's pretty public knowledge he's a Trump guy. So he was blatantly just roasting the shit out of Joe Biden.
Yes, and Biden's like, "Yep."
And Biden was loving it. I mean, which is cool. It was actually fun to see. I'm not gonna lie, but that's why I'm saying I like Tampa Tom. Tampa Tom is really, really fun. Like letting loose, enjoying himself, way better than New England Tom. But yeah, he's
now if you want to relate the idea of Tampa Bay to this NIL piece, like he never would have got shit when he was in college.
He was a nobody.
He played behind who was this? Who was it? His father played for the Dolphins.
Oh, Greasy.
Yeah, he played behind Greasy.
He played behind Greasy.
You were nobody, and he what?
Could you imagine that? Think about that. You don't get to start in Michigan because it was Brian Greasy, right?
Yes.
Yes, because Brian Greasy is the star. And then you turn out to be Tom fucking Brady, and Brian Greasy, I don't even know what he's doing today, or what
he's commentating.
Is he commentating? Shows how much I know. It's I had a question for you.
Yep.
If you going back to the NIL thing, you think it's ever going to come down to where NFL teams on draft day might start going, this guy's got the talent and all that other stuff, but these were the people that because adult websites are already sponsoring people. Adult things are there. So do you think anything that you get sponsored by or you take money from in college could affect somebody's draft status down the road?
You know what? I think that's actually a good point. I want to touch on that before we leave. So remind me to touch about adult film sites and sponsorships and things like that. There's something I want to talk about before we get there.
Did you get leave today by Adam and Eve?
Not Adam and Eve, but we're going to talk about that because something's come up that's kind of I want to get off my chest in regards to that situation. Because I've cracked jokes about it, but it's kind of there's some things that are going on. And it's kind of like crazy. But anyways, I think it's the idea of like you're judged by the company that you keep. And I think it's going to end up affecting some of these people and their draft status and so on and so forth based upon what they do and who they're quote unquote getting their money from. And at the end of the day, to me, honestly, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But that's like the idea of one of the things of like OnlyFans is getting out of the adult content because they're struggling with these credit card companies and the way that they're getting their money processed because they're an adult content entity.
The thing is, OnlyFans was originally created not to be an adult style website. That's not what OnlyFans was originally designed for. Entertainers, comedians. It was supposed to be a different version of Patreon.
Right.
That's how OnlyFans created. And then somebody somewhere was like, hold up, I could charge you if you want to see my boobies. And people started doing it, and then it just took off after that. And OnlyFans literally became its own thing when that's never what it was designed to be. And I think
also the idea. Like, think about it this way: it's basically a modern day chainsaw.
Modern day chainsaw.
So you do know what the chainsaw was originally invented for, right?
I to cut down trees.
Nope.
Oh. All right.
Is to assist with birthing. Fucking Google
dangerous.
it. Fucking Google it.
That seems dangerous.
Google it.
To assist with birthing.
Yep.
No one wants to see. No. That's why I don't have an OnlyFans. But yeah, I mean, I think they said they can't get, which is weird to me that they can't get sponsors because there's Adam and Eve. There's other sites like that. There's Ashley Madison that you would think would sponsor on an OnlyFans.
Ashley Madison is a website that's predominantly used for people to cheat discreetly.
Yeah, no, so I'm saying that, but there's people that, and they're a multi-million-dollar company. So you would think that they would sponsor on an OnlyFans. You would think an Adam and Eve would sponsor. You would think these creams or these pills to make certain things grow would want to sponsor on those type of websites. So it was
Make you
weird to me.
strong like young bull.
Big like a bull, hung like a mouse. That they would sponsor on an OnlyFans website. So it was weird to me to hear that they couldn't get sponsors. But then I had also heard what you said about credit card companies not wanting to be a part of it.
Right.
So that was.
But at the same time, as a credit card company, how are you going to tell me that how I can't spend my money? If I want to beat my dick to random ass shit on the internet, like let me beat my meat. Saying like I can, if I really wanted to, I could reach over right now and give you a handy.
Oh, I got if my boss is watching. No, I guess it's going to go back to being like a Patreon again, or like that, where it's you basically comedians and artists and whatnot can be. But I'll tell you, I think if I'm a web designer or I have any bit of money to invest, I'm going to create a site to take over for what OnlyFans is going to lose that adult because it sells. Sex sells. It always has and always will.
Oh, hands down, it does, and I'll admit it for hands down. So when I was a manager of a Lids, so Lids is a hat store for those who don't know. Again, it's a predominantly male-based. See,
how I'm afraid to Google. I feel like I'm going to Google that. It's going to be like Googling blue waffle.
Oh, anyways, oh my God, I hate you. I hate you. I fucking hate you. Oh, where the fuck was I going with it? You sidetracked me again. Anyways,
Lids. Sorry.
So, long story short, I was the manager of the store, and the idea when I was hiring my employees, I hired a young, attractive female because guess what? It would draw our main clientele in the door. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, it sounds sexist, but at the end of the day, most men think with their dicks, not with their brains.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, but I mean, that's how spokesmodel was created. It was a thing back in the day to hire somebody that's attractive and that people want to look at to sell your product. It's a genius marketing move. In today's climate, I don't think that works anymore because today's climate is insane. Children are born with
split personalities.
Oh.
Yes, Nikki. Of course I did because guess what? I had sales to make and I have to pay bills. So guess what? If me hiring somebody to drive my sales just because it's going to bring a guy in to look at their ass, I'm going to do it.
Why did my company hire me? Wasn't for the looks.
I don't know. But yeah, so it's one of those things. Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid to admit it. I own my shit. I hired this chick. She knew she was attractive. She knew that she wore tighter pants than normal. But guess what? She met all the regulations of what she had to wear for work. She made sure she was wearing a hat. She drove accessory sales because guess what? She wore those sunglasses that we sold that made no fucking money. But then we got our embroidery machine. Guess what she did? She walked over to every male that came in there and flirted with them. Guess what? And drove the sale up. And guess what? Added the embroidery onto the hats. Because guess what? Those were the numbers that we had to hit every fucking day. If we didn't, my DM was down my fucking throat.
It's a good business. I mean, you can't say it still doesn't happen either. Look at tiny hands do matter. Look at restaurants. You're going to tell me that a restaurant doesn't hire a hostess? But,
now here's the deal. Now, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to sound sexist that it was just male, that it just happens male, female.
Oh, it works the other way around.
It works the other way around. It works with same sexes all the time. Like, I'm gonna toot my own fucking horn. I am the fucking creme de la creme in the fucking bear community. I am the fucking creme de la creme in the bear community. Them motherfuckers love me, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. So guess what? If somebody hired me to work at a predominantly gay bar and sling drinks, I'm sure I'd make a fucking killing.
It's a smart business move. I mean, I think it happens. Restaurants will hire good-looking men and good-looking women because people are going to be drawn back. Your eyes like what you see. So if you go somewhere and the food is okay, but the waiter was very polite, easy on the eyes. You don't think they're going to come back? If you
It's
go
like
into
it's going to Hooters for the fucking wings.
100%, and Piper just nailed it. That's why bartenders are and on the other end of it, that's why a lot of bartenders are big, muscular dudes, because it brings people in. It's a smart business move. There's nothing against it.
No,
I think it's a good move. I don't know what happened to it, but that's how we roll.
Nikki, if you would have arrived on time at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, we did warn you that this shit was just going to derail 90% of the time.
Did you just say 6 p.m. specific?
No, Pacific.
I'm pretty sure. Rewind it.
Specifically said Pacific.
Rewind it. Can we go back to the tapes, please? I think he said, hang on.
And he lost fucking signal again. What is up with your fucking Wi-Fi? And I have the friend who's in the fucking cable business, and we're back.
Yeah, specific. Check the tapes. Thank you.
You know what? Fuck you. I can't.
What's your
I can't throw shit.
Is your favorite ocean the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, it's specifically the Pacific.
Okay, just because I know that she's not going to see this, we could have this conversation. My grandmother, bless her heart, love her with everything in me. She will say, no, that's a lie, Dad. She will say specific ocean and stuff like that.
If Chris Farley can do it, I can too.
That's a good point. The greatest thing she ever did, outside of the first time she ever FaceTimed, we were looking at her ear canal. She's like, I don't see anybody. And we were looking at her ear. But she called me up one time and she goes, Richie, you have computers, right? I go, yeah, of course I have computers. Why? Did you hear about the group of wait, hang on, I want to get this right. Did you hear about the group of assassins that hacked into Microsoft? And I go, a group of assassins hacked? Wait, I'm sorry. Why would assassins go into? Are they looking to kill Bill Gates? How does this work? So I looked it up. It was a group of Asians. A group of Asians had hacked into Microsoft. So my grandmother is the queen of Pacific Ocean and destroying all other webs. Yes, the old people voice. It's all I got. Leave me alone.
Hey, man, I don't know if you were watching a couple episodes ago where I had to admit where like one of my biggest issues, I don't want to say issues, but like biggest stories in my life or situations was the time, God rest her soul, I had to explain to my grandmother on Thanksgiving Day what a blumpkin was. and again, like, I guess it's one of those situations where, like, again, I've come to be this person where I'm fucked up in the head and I really don't give a shit, and people know me as a sexual predominantly voiced person and inappropriate all the time. It is what it is. Take me as I am. Go fuck myself. No. But at the end of the day, you know what? I've had issues where I'll admit that it kind of sucks that when I will admit there's times where I don't control myself and I will step over the line and I try to bring it back. But, at least I admit that shit. I don't try and hold on to things. When I usually say somebody tells me to let it go, I let it go. I don't bring it up, 3 weeks later again and, try and, shots fired at people. But it is what it is. Late breaking news. Bobby Bowden says he has a terminal medical condition. So,
oh, shit.
That's unfortunate. But anyways, having to explain that to my grandmother and seeing the look on her face. And I love that woman to death. But it was just one of those things. That was the type of relationship I had with my grandmother. And it was just like, we'd talk about anything. There were times Joshua, I have a question. Like, what's up, Grandma? And she would ask me and I would just be like, okay, here it is. Like, this is what it is. And she would just be like, okay. I wish you wouldn't talk that way, but
no. My grandmother is like the church lady. So I would like to die without her ever knowing what a blumpkin is. I think that's fair. I don't ever want to have that conversation with her. No, thank you. Ugh.
It was, yeah. Anyways, again, God rest her soul. I don't have to ever do that again. hopefully the next time I have to explain that would be to my son, and I really hope I don't have to. I hope he's not asking me why did this girl say she wanted to do a bumpkin. It does, but you know what, Pops, I will admit to you that there are times that I need to do a better job of censoring myself. I'm definitely not. You're right. You're right. People, we should not do that. So
People in glass houses sink ships. Name the movie.
Oh, Boondock Saints.
Nice. I think it does. I mean, I think sometimes you have to censor yourself. If you're in a room, you have to read rooms too. Like if you're in a room full of people and maybe you don't know everybody or not everybody knows your sense of humor or who you are. Sometimes you just keep quiet on things because it's easier than stirring the pot. Like if I'm at work and I don't know everybody's opinions or thoughts on sports or anything in the world, I sometimes just shut up and I just keep my opinion to myself because I don't feel like dealing with it. You know what I mean? Like, so I think, I don't know if it's even censoring yourself. Sometimes it's just the keeping the peace, you know?
Right. No, you're right. And sometimes like something about it's just better left unsaid. So it's for the I'm going to assume you mean preach.
Or she was saying you have a peach.
No, definitely preach. Definitely preach. I mean, peaches are good. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. Millions of peaches. Peaches are free. And that's Vela, you said it correct. I was about to say it, but Vela said it for me. It's that damn Android. That damn Android. So
Nikki can buy Apple.
Since again we completely got derailed, let's try and get on another subject. Unfortunately, we see what is going on with Bobby Bowden. Hopefully, we can. Thoughts and prayers will go out to him. He is a tremendous former coach at Florida State University. So I wanted to start a little game of Would You Rather?
Let's go.
Would you rather? For those who don't know, I'm going to ask our guest a question of would you rather A or would you rather B? And he's more than apt to give me an answer. He can pass, which I'm not going to let him. And then I'm probably going to end up asking his ass, why?
Let's go.
So, would you rather clog the toilet on a first date or on the first day of a new job?
I almost want to say the first date because let's set a precedence. Like, this is who I am. Deal with this. If you think you're going to be with me, this is what you have to deal with. But I'll take the easy route and say first day on a new job.
Okay. I'm going to go with first day on a new job. Personally, because I had a bad experience when I was younger. I was in high school. I went to the house of a girl that I liked. I unfortunately didn't realize, but I suffered from IBS back then, and I had to use the restroom. I used the restroom. I clogged the toilet. The toilet overflowed, and I left completely embarrassed. One of the not highlights of my high school life was dealing with that situation because, I like this chick, and there's absolutely no chance that I ever had with this chick, and I will fully admit that. But it was one of those situations where it's just like, yeah, I went to your house, and it was one of those things where it's like I specifically went to the parent and was like, I don't feel good. I really need to use the bathroom. Like, can I go use like a different bathroom away from everybody? And that shit still happened. Yeah, it was the worst. It was the worst. So, actually have nightmares of doing that.
It's just one of those things. Like, everybody at one point in their life has clogged a toilet. Like, why do we make such a big deal about it?
Yeah, but the worst is when you don't have, when it's not solid and it's the toilet paper that from the cleanup that clogs the toilet. And that was the day that I knew what a courtesy flush began becoming.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so would you rather have to be naked at work for an hour or be dropped off 2 miles from your house while you are naked and have to try and get home? Would you rather be naked at work for an hour or get dropped off 2 miles from your home, butt booty ass naked, and have to get your way home?
What season are we in?
I'm going, because if I go say winter, you're going to be like, just leave me at work. We are in a beautiful spring day. No rain.
Yeah, drop me off 2 miles, because 2 miles from where I live, there might be people that walk around naked anyway and look all cracked out. So I'd probably fit in just perfect. So I'm going to go dropped off. Dropped off. I don't want to be naked at work. Nobody needs to see that.
Everybody's 2 miles.
Yeah.
Because of where I work, I'm going to get dropped off 2 miles from my house.
Yeah. You might have bigger legal problems if you show up naked to
Bigger
work.
fish that will be fried at that point. So, here we go. Would you rather? Well, these are dirty ones. Would you rather have unbelievable sex that lasts 10 minutes or average sex that lasts an hour?
I mean, I mean, since we're in an imaginary world, an hour would be cool. But I mean, since we're in an imaginary world, 10 minutes would be cool. But I'll go 10 minutes. I am okay. 265 pounds. There's no an hour that now I'm at risk for a heart attack, death on sight. It's just too much. I'll go 10 minutes.
Well, my thing is, if we're going an hour, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna be like, okay, this was awesome.
I'll go 10. Oh, Dad.
Oh, it's almost as good as that meme I posted earlier. That was a good meme. I literally posted it for you, to be honest. I seen it. I told the person that I took it from, I was like, I'm stealing this. Would you rather have your name tattooed on your forehead or have no front teeth?
My name tattooed on my forehead or no front teeth?
Yes.
I'll go no front teeth. I mean, I don't have any tattoos as it is, but I'll go no front teeth.
Yeah, no, I could do no front teeth. I'm good with that. Would you rather eat a wet loaf of bread or drink a pint of whipped fish?
Oh, wet loaf of bread. Wet fish?
Yeah.
No, I'll go loaf of bread.
Wet loaf of bread, hands down. Okay.
Because if it's potato bread, it's probably going to be good.
Yeah, it would probably be really sweet.
Yeah.
Would you rather be magical but live on Earth or live in a magical land but be normal?
Say it again.
Would you rather be magical?
Oh, timeout. Can we go back? Look at
that?
Piper's comment.
They make skin-colored ink.
Oh, hold up. Now
they do. See, I didn't know that.
So if that's the case, if I could use the skin-colored ink, although you're going to need some really pasty-colored ink for my ass pipes, let's be honest. We both know that they probably don't make it that light. So I think I'll have to stick with my no teeth. So I'll have to stick with that one.
Where does your skin tone fall on your color book?
Usually on the white piece of paper that it's written on. Okay, the magical one. Say it one more time.
Would you rather be magical but live on Earth or live in a magical land but be normal?
I guess magical and live on Earth, but when we're saying magical, we're talking about like I could like float or fly and cast spell, like Harry Potter type shit?
It's Harry Twatter.
I think I'd be magical and live on Earth, because then you could, impress the shit out of some people.
Now, Pipes, and just a personal question, like, do you have, like, I have issues with the white taking to my skin. Do you have issues with white taking to your tattoos? Pops lives in a magical land. Pops, I think you already do, being a Yankees fan, don't you?
Oh, shit.
I mean, even my Tigers swept your Yankees.
Yeah. He lives in a magical land where they talk about their 27 rings nonstop.
I guess I could say the same thing, and Velo agree that I myself live in a magical land called Hockey Town when we still don't even have the most amount of fucking Stanley Cups.
I don't want to talk about hockey right now. I just lost one of my favorite players.
Where did he go again?
Eberle went to Seattle to the Kraken.
Yeah, that's right.
Kraken.
You gotta go take a shirt now.
But yeah, I'll say I'd rather be magical and live on Earth.
Yeah, same here. I want to be different. I want to be unique, not just your normal everyday person. So that I would as well stick to being magical here on Earth. Would you rather be stuck on an island for eternity all on your own, or with somebody that you hate?
I do like being like by myself. Like, I don't mind that. It doesn't bother me. But for an eternity, I'd say be on the island with somebody that you hate, because realistically, after a certain amount of time, you're either going to learn to like each other, or worst case scenario, I at least know I have a meal. So,
right. Personally, I would do the person that I hate, for the fact it would turn into a Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner situation where I'm going to be Wile E. Coyote, probably trying to just like get after this person, or I would actually enjoy trying to get away the entire time. Yeah. Is there a volleyball on the island? No. Spalding will not be available.
Basically, go to
it. I can see Piper taking the time and being Barbara the Builder and taking bamboo and making a step stool just to come after you.
I think you. Wait, I'm on this side. This is different. Yeah. I think she's she. Oh wow, that just no. Turn it back. It's just shit. I think she equally hates both of us, so either one of us could be dead.
Yeah, I think honestly, there's times she puts up with me a lot. She puts up with me more than anybody else, and I love her for doing that. She said herself that she puts up with a lot of shit for me, and I can't thank her enough. And I'm the big brother that she never asked for or wanted, but she's stuck with now. And I do love Piper, and I know when we do finally meet, she's going to probably slap the shit out of me. It may not be for anything like that took place in the recent. It's just going to be a cumulative slapping or something as a precursor. Like, you're going to do something or say something while we're on this hanging out. So I'm just going to smack shit out of you now.
I don't think Piper's a slapper. I feel like Piper's a closed fist.
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to make her not sound so violent.
Closed fist with a roll of quarters.
Oh yeah. Or she'll put the quarters in a fucking sock and have a sock party. But yeah, so would you rather? Let's get one more. Would you rather have to sit on a porcupine or a cactus? Not to mention that cactus will be penetrating you.
They both both the little pricker things come out, right? It's like they're
Oh
stuck.
yeah, but I'm talking about the big prick of the cactus will be penetrating you.
Oh boy. Sit on a porcupine or sit on a cactus. I'm gonna go porcupine. I feel like it'd be a cooler story.
So do I. And less evasive.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for butt stuff, but it's not like usually being done to me. It's me providing. But yeah, it's one of those situations. So it's kind of been an ongoing trend these last couple of weeks. And I want to ask your synopsis, and you mentioned it probably last week. What's a conspiracy theory that you 100% believe?
Oh, there's a lot. I am finding myself to be more and more of a conspiracy theorist as the days go on. There's not many that I don't. I mean, there's a lot that I don't believe in. I don't believe a lot of stuff. But the one that I am 100% adamant about is that Chester Bennington did not commit suicide. He was killed. Same with
Chris Cornell
and Paul Walker. Yeah, 100%.
Yep. The Chris Cornell thing, because they found him here in Detroit, which was kind of trippy. But I agree with you. And on that basis of, I don't believe Epstein killed himself. And I mentioned this a couple weeks ago based upon my life working in corrections. There was definitely slow. Oh God. Anyways, there's that one. I'm still adamant about the OJ thing. OJ was a part of the whole situation, but he did not do, I think, the actual murder. I do believe it was his oldest son.
Yeah, that's a new one, but it makes a ton of sense. It makes a ton of sense. HARP is another big one that I'm really into. I really believe HARP is a weather station. It's a real place. It exists. It's in Alaska, where they scientifically study to control the weather. I believe parts of it, not all of it. So the idea of it was that we could use weather as a form of weaponry in war. Their claim is that we did it during the Vietnam War. If you look statistically at the amount of rainfall in Vietnam during the time that the war took place, it was a fraction of what had happened. Our soldiers were used to training in that type of weather. Theirs were not. It would give an advantage. Where I don't believe in it is people say that it was used to create Katrina or Sandy or storms. I don't go that far. But I do believe that they can control weather to help certain things. There's a lot. I fall into these rabbit holes of conspiracy theories so much more lately because I don't know if it's the insomnia. I don't know if it's the me not making TikTok content anymore and it just filled the void. I don't know if I consider myself a conspiracy theorist. I consider myself a believer of most conspiracy theories. And the idea of a conspiracy theory, you know where the term conspiracy theory came from?
As an explanation of an event situation that invokes conspiracy by sinister and or powerful groups, often political motivation.
Do you know who coined the term conspiracy theory?
The Illuminati.
Our U.S. government.
Oh.
And it was originally done when people started having conspiracy theories on UFOs and aliens, which now we know to be real, to make people seem crazy and less what's the word I'm looking for? Believable, respectable on that thought. So they came up with the term conspiracy theorists to basically push them to the side and make people go, oh, they're nuts.
Yeah, I believe it. Vela, take it easy. Appreciate you coming through.
Night, Vela.
Yeah, so there's those, and one that my last guest last week touched on was that coronavirus was invented in a lab.
Oh, that's inevitable. I don't know if it was designed to be a weapon, or some people believe that. But I mean, look at Lyme's disease. Lyme's disease was created. Most diseases are created at the end of the at the end of the day. But yeah, I wouldn't. I don't doubt half of it. You know, I think we know a fraction of what they tell us. You know, creditable.
Well,
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
creditable.
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 ROADs. That's what's great.
Rudes. La 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 loo. Anybody else know that movie? Anybody? Ooh. Anyways, so how do you feel about the moon landing?
I believe the moon landing happened. I don't think. That I believe happened because we've flown to the moon so many other times that it's just like that was.
And
I
Blue
don't
Eyes
think.
sung about it. So
Yeah, oh yeah, well he would never lie. I think the moon landing
take
was
me
real. I
to
don't.
the moon.
I definitely think the Earth is round. I don't believe the Earth is flat. I don't believe reptilian people exist. I definitely believe the Mandela effect is real.
Mm-hmm.
The theories behind it differ. Yeah, that's the Mandela effect is one that I can get trapped in for a long time. Anything political, I won't get into of what I think of those. But yeah, I think the moon landing was real. I don't see. I
Did you ever
understand
hear?
the point of it.
Pocket rocket.
I got a conspiracy theory about that one.
What
About
is that?
Bezos and Bronson, right? Bronson
Oh, from
and
Virgin.
yeah, and Elon Musk and everybody why they're creating their own ways to get into space, and I think that they know, obviously part of the Illuminati, know that days on Earth are limited, and they're trying to figure out ways to get them and their rich family and friends the hell out of here while we stay here and suffer. But that's just a weird conspiracy
I'm
theory.
just saying, whose dick I gotta suck to get on this fucking spaceship?
A $2.5 million donation will get you on it.
I mean, if I have to, I'll learn how to give a $2.5 million blowjob, but that's about it.
I don't think you're Bezos type. I'm just saying. We've seen his ex-wife.
We also have the same fucking haircut. So, so here's another one that I kind of thought to be. See now, Pops, I don't think that he is an alien. He's definitely a time traveler.
Yes, I agree.
Him and the creator of The Simpsons.
Oh God, Matt Groening.
Yep.
Yeah, time travel is another one that I believe in. Definitely.
There's a big conspiracy out there that says the Titanic didn't actually sink.
It didn't. It was the
Olympic.
Olympic.
The
It was the Olympic
Yep.
that sank. Yeah, 100%.
I just didn't realize that. It's. I just also know that Rose is a fucking cunt, and
there was room for two.
There was fucking room for two. They could have banged on that and had a third 9 months later.
Again, we've said it a million times when we used to have the Oddcast, but the end of Titanic is the beginning of Inception.
I still have never seen Inception. I have to sit down and watch it.
It literally just opens up with DiCaprio coming out of the coming out of the ocean and just disgruntled, and so the end of Titanic is the beginning of Inception. But yeah, no, the Titanic thing, definitely the Olympic. I think it was an insurance thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
It was definitely in. So, and then Bill Gates making fake snow. That was the whole situation that happened down in Texas. I think it was literally a situation that took place that was detrimental to many, many people.
I don't think I'm not a big believer on conspiracy theories of taking people out, or like harming. I think like we see videos of people lighting the snowballs on fire and it's not melting. Mm-hmm. That's just science. That's how it works. We have air pollution. We have smog. I'm seeing on the East Coast right now from the wildfires in California. Yesterday you could go outside and today and stare directly into the sun and it didn't bother your eyes because all the smoke pluming over. But there's pollution in the air. There's smog in the air. So when snowfall drops, it picks up those particles, and that's what doesn't allow a burning.
Right.
I think a Oddcast reunion show could be in the works. We could probably make that happen. We can all get along for one day.
We might be able to figure that out. So, and here's one that I heard the other day, and it's a TikTok trend that's going on around right now. That's what's one big conspiracy theory that you 100% or 1,000% believe in. And this guy brought up a conspiracy theory that I thought was very, very unique, and I was like, oh shit. And Pipes, you might actually get offended by this one. The conspiracy is that Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp killed River Phoenix.
Oh shit!
So years and years and years ago, those who don't know who River Phoenix was, he was a young, hot commodity on the movie scene, along with Johnny Depp and so on. And Leonardo was coming up. He is the brother of Joaquin Phoenix. Long story short, Johnny Depp owned I'm just saying, it's a conspiracy. You can believe it. You cannot. It's on you.
I've never heard this one.
Johnny Depp owned a club. He was friends with Leo. They were there. River Phoenix was there that night, right? River Phoenix was the top dog. He was the one getting all the jobs, so on and so forth. Long story short, apparently the conspiracy is that Johnny Depp was there. He's the one who helped him get loaded that night, to a point that he got escorted out of the bar, and then later on, his demise took place. And then next thing you know, all of a sudden, Johnny Depp and Leo was getting all these jobs that River Phoenix should have gotten. Because let's be honest, the only person to ever go full because I can't say it here on the tube, because remember, Tropic Thunder said it best: you never go full
No, never.
Was Leo? He did go full in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He played that part tremendously.
He did.
He's the only person to ever do it. And then Robert Downey Jr. is the only person to ever portray blackface and get away with it. Completely. You think you could make like a What's Eating Gilbert's Grape? You think you could have an actor portray? Yeah, I guess you could if it's done in a tasteful light. Like I Am Sam. I Am Sam was done well, but I still wonder. I Am Sam was done very, very well.
I wonder if in today's climate they would allow that to happen.
It would be. I think it would be very, very difficult for it to be greenlit, because everybody always has to. Well, why can't you take this person? Why can't you pick this person? Blah 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 blah. And it's super unfortunate that Brittany Murphy.
What there's a conspiracy theory around her. I forget what it was. I forget. I think it was that she was killed and not overdosed.
Right.
If I remember correctly. But I don't remember the reasoning behind it.
I'm not sure either. I didn't. I knew that there was a conspiracy behind it, like whether she was murdered or not, and that she didn't OD.
The whole thing with conspiracy theories, there's some that are just far-fetched, and I mean insanely out there. But what I like about a good conspiracy theory or a documentary on one is when you can watch it and be like, oh, and it just puts a thought into your head. Maybe that's real, maybe that's not. But I love conspiracy theories. They are so entertaining.
Conspiracy theories I love. And another thing, and it's almost a segue, is I love serial killer documentaries and murder documentaries.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've caught the one on Netflix of the family next door. And this murder recently just took place, where this guy murdered his pregnant wife and two daughters, one being 5 and one being 3.
Ugh.
Also, he could try and start a new life with his mistress.
Jesus Christ.
And it was really fucked up. And like, even watching it and knowing that this guy did it, and just watching it, and you're like, all of a sudden, like, you're watching this guy and the way he is acting, I'm like, how does not anybody else see what the fuck is going on? Like, this guy is completely saying, I did it.
Oh, so he
it's-
he full on admitted that he did it, and so
Well,
I'll be honest.
later on, it was after he was claiming he did that. So long story short, the wife went out of town for a business trip with friends. Her friend dropped her off. They had a delayed flight. She came back about 2 a.m. All of a sudden, the next day, the friend who dropped her off was blowing up the woman's phone.
Okay.
Long story short, she was blowing up the phone, never heard from the woman. All of a sudden, she goes to the house to go check on her friend. Why aren't you answering? What's going on? She calls the cops. Next thing you know, the cops show up. The cops all of a sudden start investigating the house. They wait till the family, they call the husband, get him to come home. And all of a sudden, the guy's name is Chris Watts. If you guys want to know any information,
okay. I remember the original story, not the Netflix series, but I do remember when it was in the news.
Yeah. It was just trippy watching this guy and how calm he was, and not all of a sudden like just freaking out, like, where the fuck's my wife? Why is she gone? Why is she missing? You know, she came home last night. I got up and left for work. Now she's not there. My kids are gone. Like, he's super, like too calm, trying to act concerned.
Yeah.
And, you know, all of a sudden they're watching the neighbors' ring cameras and so on and so forth, and they're pointing this shit out. And I'm just like, why did you think that you were going to fucking get away with this? Like, the shit doesn't fucking add up to me.
I don't know. Anybody thinks they can get away with anything in the year 2021. Like, everything is, there's footage of everything, and it's all in 4K, except for banks. For some reason, banks are still in fucking, analog. But you're not getting away with anything today. Anything. You're gonna get caught. For forensics or whatnot, you're gonna get caught. Stupid.
So, but one other thing that I recently just watched, and this isn't even a murder documentary. Everybody loved Tiger King. Tiger King.
Oh,
everybody and everybody loved it for the shit show that it was. I've got one that's even better, and it's not even a full series. It's called The Legend of Cocaine Island, and it's on Netflix.
I see it. I've seen it on there. I haven't watched it, but I've seen it. I've heard it was really, really good.
Dude, long story short, is a family man with no drug running experience that searches the Caribbean for a lost stash of cocaine said to be worth at least $2 million. I suggest everybody go and check it out. It is phenomenal, and I personally think it is even better than Tiger King. I think just because of how long and drawn out Tiger King was into the 8-9 episodes that they turned it into, and basically giving all these other stories and all these other characters that they did. This one is 1,000 times better. It was initially released on 4/20/2018, which I think is hilarious. But if you guys don't have a chance, go check it out. It is hilarious. And that's not a long story short. I've said this for years. That is my worst term that I use, and I will use it.
Long story long.
Pops, which one? The murder one is American Murder, The Family Next Door. And this one that I'm talking about is The Legend of Cocaine Island.
I just finished the series Turn, which was originally on AMC and then on Netflix, all about like Washington spies and the Revolutionary War. And a lot of it all takes place on Long Island where I live. So now because of that, like I'm in this like just obsession with 1776 and the Revolutionary War. So now I'm watching John Adams on HBO Max, and it's making me want to rewatch the movie The Patriot, which I think I'll probably watch tonight.
Never seen it.
If you like history, it's good. If you don't, it's going to be boring as shit.
Gotcha. Well, maybe I'll have to check it out. I mean, I do enjoy history. I loved history in high school until I got to college, where I had a history professor named Don Walker. He literally only had 3 fingers on one hand, and he was a fucking complete prick the entire time while I was there. And he was literally the reason I switched majors. So
my history teacher hated my guts because my dad threw him through a plate glass window in high school. Long story short, but
Right. I heard the long story, and that was the short version.
Actually, he was my math teacher. That's a lie. It wasn't history. It was math. But
Tomato. Fuck it. So, Rich, I can't thank you enough for joining me tonight. I know this wasn't our normal conventional show where it was an interview, mainly basically two friends shooting the shit and completely getting sidetracked the entire time. So, again, I will have you back on again soon so we can have this banter again. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being my friend. And I love you, man.
I love you too, brother. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for digging me out of my my social media seclusion. To everybody that came and hung out, appreciate you guys, and keep doing the show. And yeah, maybe we'll do an Oddcast reunion if everybody wants to get along for a day.
Yes, I'm all for it. I will definitely try and be on my best behavior. Hence, try. But that is very difficult for me. Again, guys, if you want to, say hi to Rich every once in a while, I'll go ahead and give him a follow on Instagram.
It's going to be boring. It's
rep.
It's all work related. It's pretty much that's it. It's. I put my stuff, my family up there too, but I'll just be prepared to be bored unless you appreciate painting of houses and commercial applications. So.
If you guys want to go ahead and give me, you know what? That's one thing I wanted to touch on. As this fucking chair keeps fucking slowly going down, like I look like I'm trying to sneak over and give you a blowy. Anyways, so we're talking earlier about OnlyFans and everything, right? And so being on social media, people tend to send messages, and we've heard it from our friends where they're seeking types of photos from people, they're willing to pay this, that, and the other. So I've actually had people in my DMs wanting to pay Nacho to see my chalupa. And
make that money, bro.
Like, long story short, like, what do I do? This, that, and the other. And here's my thing. For those who don't know, I do have an OnlyFans. It is onlyfans.com/the guac is extra. I'm not putting it up there. If you guys want to go find it, go find it. But hold on. I'm not trying to blow your eardrums out.
Did you just gag at the idea of your own OnlyFans?
I did. It's
not a good marketing, man. Not a good marketing.
Again, I am some people's cup of tea, but not everybody's cup of tea. It is full on beef. So here's the deal. I will cut anybody a deal to my OnlyFans to see my chalupa if you guys follow these steps and provide proof. I need you can use either this QR code in the upper right hand corner, or you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at that.nacho. I need you to go here to my YouTube.
Yeah, not I have no part in this. Not our.
He has no part in this. Subscribe. I need you to comment. I also need you to like any of the videos. And then I also need you to hit the notifications button. And then I will give you direct access to the chalupa. And it's Chiquito.
This just took a fucking turn.
Anyways, I'm going to promise objects in the images are larger than they appear. No, just kidding. No, I see. Actually, long story short, I seen a video today of a girl who's like, she keeps getting her shit blown up for guys who want to see her nudes, and she's like, you know what? You want to see my nudes? This is what you got to do. You need to go here. You need to follow me here. You need to go here. Follow me here. You need to go here. Subscribe, notifications, and then you'll be in Boob Central. Like, it was just her ploy of like, I don't do this shit, so follow me where you want to follow me. Follow me here where I'm trying to build this platform. So again, for those who are here, I can't thank you enough for being subscribers, hanging out, participating. It is greatly appreciated. Please continue to spread the word. I am less than 15 people away from 100 subscribers. I am still doing a giveaway at 100 subscribers. Again, I thank you. I appreciate all of you. Continue to come back every week, deal with my bullshit. Thank you again, Red, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Again, if you guys want to see him in all his glory, it is Rich the Paint Rep on Instagram. I can't thank you guys enough. So remember, guys, stay healthy, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay out of trouble. And we will talk to you guys next week. Peace.